or they can be creatures or whatever. We're not going to get in that close, but just some kind of living beings that are surrounding this thing. Okay, so now I'm bringing up the paths, and I'm going to do here exactly what I showed you earlier. This is all sped up and pre-recorded. You guys already know how to do this from what I just showed you. So again, I'm just dragging in a paths layer from the file that you guys are going to have as a part of this download. And now you know how to make your own, which is great. And you can see here I'm now positioning this one of these points, one of these vanishing points, and I'm scaling it, trying to match it up with the painting. Now, of course, I could have done this at the beginning and would have spared myself some trouble. But again, going back to being creative in the beginning and then putting on your technical hat. So you can see here I'm duplicating more path lines. All I'm doing is copying and pasting and then positioning them, just like I showed you guys earlier. So now I have a pretty dense path, and I will stroke the path with the brush using the button in the paths palette. So there's my paths palette, hit stroke path with brush, used a nice bright red, and there's one of my points of perspective, and that'll definitely be considered the one point. And like I said earlier, I like to duplicate it, change the color. Because I'm dealing with, this is all on one horizon line, all I had to do was duplicate, not the path layer, but just duplicate this regular layer. Duplicate my red layer and then change it to blue with hue saturation. Now this is where we're getting the 3-point. It's a file, it's a path layer unto its own that you guys will have, and again you guys can either make your own or throw the one I made in there and then do the exact same thing to it. That third point goes way up, and it's kind of arbitrary. It just goes up as far as I need it to go. You can see the vertical blue lines are kind of, I want them to match up, you know, with the things that are going straight up. So looking at the angle of that, I wanted this thing to angle back. You can see I'm sketching out a profile. This thing is angled back. It's going to give the illusion that it is even shooting even more in the 3 perspective than if it were just a regular straight building. So again, not to get too technical, and you can see these flags, I'm putting them in perspective. The one on the right, I want it to line up with the one on the left, as if they are on 2 identical pillars on either side of this train hovering mechanism. So these flags now are in correct perspective, assuming they, like I said, are on identical pillars. And here now I can sketch in with confidence the vertical elements, the background buildings or structures or whatever they are here. I'm just blocking things in, turning on the grids, and then now I can just zoom in, and I know that whatever I paint in these structures, windows or any kind of details, as long as I obey the grid, it will be successful.